Hello, friends. This isn't your normal pantry chit chat. Good morning. And you know what? We're almost away from this bitter cold. It's supposed to be 50 and raining up here by Monday. And you know, I got a cute little funny to tell you. I was watching the news. We watch the news every morning before my husband goes to work. And this morning we were watching the news. Never did I realize, you know, but we do have a town in Michigan called Hell. Go figure. Anyway, it's down by Ann Arbor. I think Michigan, Mike, you've probably been there and you probably know exactly where it's at. But anyway, they were laughing on the news this morning because they said you can no longer say the quote when hell freezes over, because in Michigan, hell froze over. All of Michigan froze over. And it's funny. So our news channel said we've been to hell and back. Literally, there is a town called Hell in Michigan. So I guess us Michiganders can no longer say we'll do something or, you know, wait till hell freezes over, because hell done froze over. So anyway, that's the funny this morning. But anyway, I thought, since I have told you in my last pantry chit chat that I go through and I clean my jars and I make sure everything's still sealed, and I do this once a month. And I thought, you know what? I probably should just show you, because that way you'll know. For those of you who are just starting out canning and you want to make sure your jars are good, and you always wash them before you put them in your pantry. But I do this once a month. I go through, and if you can see, now I've already checked these already, but I'm just going to show you. I go through and I just make sure, just like so, I just touch the tops that they're all sealed. And I do that with every one of my jars. Well, see, that one's not sealed because that's my biscuit mix, and I use that too often to seal it. But the ones that I don't use, like my peas and that, I make sure everything's sealed and that the seals haven't broke on them. And it works out pretty good. So I got my bucket of water, and in my water I've got Dawn dish soap, nice hot soapy water, and I also put a little bit of vinegar in it. And I just go through, and I'll start with these. I just wipe down my jars. Okay? Just like so. I just so they're not dusty, and then they stay nice and they stay shiny. So I do that. Yeah, you can see that. Make sure they're sealed, and then I just wash the shelf down, put them back up, and move on to the next section. So that's what I do. And that is very, very easy to do. Just give them a wipe. And the vinegar, it cleans everything nicely. Antibacterial. The Dawn dish soap I use all the time. And it's the only thing I use, because I figure this way. If they can use it on our precious little animals that get all full of oil and oil spills, and they can use it to wash our precious animals, I can use it to wash my things in my household too. So Dawn is the only thing I use. So just give that a wipe. Beside of that, Dawn, I'm telling you, it's the best grease cutter ever. I love that stuff. And no, they are not in any way, shape, or form sponsoring this video. I just like Dawn. See, so this works good. And it gets everything nice and clean, and it keeps your pantry shiny. And not only that, I don't know if any of you guys have ever had a problem with pantry moths, but as you all know, I did not too long ago. And these pantry moths, when I read up on them and discovered and identified what they were, I also read that they can lay eggs. They can lay their eggs in the creases of your jars. So always, once a month, wipe them down. It's a good way to keep from getting infested with them, and it's good for your pantry. It's good for your, you know, to keep your jars clean and keep your pantry organized. That way when you know, you can also do a bit of an inventory when you're going through, and it works wonderful. And this will take a little bit. But it's worth every minute of it. And I'm just going to keep right on it going all the way down to the end here. And then as I go through these ones, I'll have to, now see, these are what I use for these are my pie shell weights, my beans. Those you can never cook. Once you put them in the oven with your pie shells, you don't want to cook them. You want to just put them in a jar and label it and use them all the time for just doing your pie shells. That way, if I find sometimes I might have a couple jars that have pretty much the same thing in them, and I'll just combine the jars. But I got a lot of goodies up here, and they get dusty, especially in the summertime, because I live so close to the road. I got a road out on the south side of me and a road out to the east side of me as the main street, and it gets real dusty in here real fast. And that's all I do, friends. I did find another spot for my spices the other day. I'll be able to show you that once I get to it. I don't think I wiped that one down. So, there you have it. I'm going to go and I'm going to finish this. Well, I'll show you this. I know I got halfway there. I got that marked. I take all these out like this. And sometimes when, you know, like my tomatoes, I'll use up. So I'll keep them replenished as I go from maybe another shelf, so I always have a nice full shelf. See, these don't get too dusty because I keep right on top of it every month. And I know some people would say, "Oh, you're just being neurotic." Well, that's just who I am. I like my pantry nice and clean. I like my jars clean. I like to know what's in my pantry. And if anybody ever comes over and comes into my pantry, I want them to see it clean. My whole house is like that. I'm like that. Just ask my cousin Joy. She'll tell you. So that's how I do. And these are all sealed and they look good. But that's what I do there. And I'll go and I'll get this all finished. It'll take me about an hour or so to get this shelf cleaned up. And then I'll be back and I'll show you how it turns out. But you got the general idea of what I do. Oh, and I wanted to show you this too. Before I go, let me move the camera down. Don't mind me, I look like a mess, but I'm cleaning. Okay, this is a jar that I found in my closet, way in the very back, and it was stained up and had ickies on the inside, so I got hot water in it. But this is what I do to clean this jar, because you know you can't get nothing in there. I take a denture tablet and I just drop it in there, and that denture tablet will fizz all up and it will clean the inside of that jar beautifully. And then tomorrow I'll just rinse it out, because you know what, that denture tab is going to be fine because people clean dentures with them. So it's not toxic. So I can just rinse this jar out when it's all cleaned. I'll leave it soak, you know, a full day. So tomorrow morning I'll clean that jar out and then let it dry, and I'll be able to use it for, you know, rice. I think I'm going to put my minute rice in there, because I'm running out of room for my minute rice. But anyway, that's what I do with my jars. I'll be back. Okay, friends. Take a look at that. I got it all cleaned up and beautiful. Every jar is wiped down. The shelves are clean. underneath. I cleaned up all that over there, reorganized, and on the bottom, and I reorganized them down there. All my spices are down under there, so I can easily move them around. I organized all that. My computer's there. I cleaned all that and reorganized. That globe right there, that is my light. That goes up there. But anyway, I got it all beautiful, all reorganized and all cleaned in here. The only thing I have to do is vacuum the floor. I'll be right back. There you have it. That's how easy it is. It took me all of an hour and a half to clean all this and reorganize it. I mean, it wasn't filthy, but you know, I just go through every month. None of the seals were broke. Everything was good. And some of the jars I had, I don't know, sometimes I just do that. I get in a hurry and I'll put rice in one jar and then think I don't have any, so I'll put rice in another jar. So I just combined it a couple of the things that I had doubles of. That happens when you're in a hurry and you're baking and you're not paying attention. Anyway, it's all done. That's it. That was my chore for the day. All I got to do is vacuum and I'm all set to go. I'm going to enjoy my day. I'm not going anywhere because it is cold. I'm going to take a shower after I'm done vacuuming my floors and get cleaned up because I just look like a train wreck. And that's all right. I'm cleaning. So anyway, there you have it, friends. I just wanted to show you exactly what I do in my pantry, and you've seen it before many times. So in my closet in there, I'm not touching that yet. That's a spring job. Anyway, the only thing I've got in my closet now is pans, my extra sheet pans and stuff like that, and my mini muffin pans. And the only thing I got in there food-wise is a few extra bags of cereal that my husband likes, and kidney beans. And I got the whole one shelf packed full of kidney beans. But I got some out here on this shelf behind me that I use. And as that empties out, I refill it with the ones in there. So I think I'm all set. There was a lot of cobwebs down there. Them little buggers can create cobwebs fast in the wintertime. And I don't call them cobwebs. I shouldn't say that. They're English lace. That's the way to say it. All right, friends, you have a good day. And keep track of your pantry. Keep it clean. Make sure your seals don't break. And you'll be good. I'll talk to you tomorrow.